All right, Shalom. For the phones, give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shemel Shai, Hashem, Harakah, Kalak, Double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone, and to our doctrine across the globe. Putting the word of truth in the city, and want to say Shalom. This I died now from the great millstone camp, Chicago, with a little lesson. I forgot what page I was watching today or video. Might have been a Apostle Ramlab. Um, anyway, the inspiration just come from we don't need Esau's help, man. You know, yeah, you know, as coming back, it is Apostle Ramlab's. Um, let me get the scripture first, and I'm gonna get into the lesson. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. It says, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in darkness, and the want of all things. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee." All right, and since we've been here in America, yeah, we've been going to Esau for, you know, everything, man. You know, this is the land he has stolen from the Native Americans. Yet we go to him for shelter. You know, we have this um, reusable resource in the earth that has been weaponized, that has been held as what's the word, man? As a resource, as a commodity. All right, um, the water, the the energy, you know, that we use to power our electronics, you know, in our homes and to heat our homes. All these come from Earth and they're free. It's natural. That's why it's called natural gas. All right. Tesla had created a breathable source of energy, of electricity to power America, but yet not America, the world. But yet Esau has gotten hold to these things and has monopolized it and is distributing it at a price. You see, therefore you have to come to him for your meat, you know, your food. Well, food is meat, but you know, your clothing. Um, you know, basically the necessities of life. You have to go and get it from Esau, whether it be from supermarkets or the retailers and things like that, because he controls the earth right now. You know, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So, in knowing that we are um, in a conundrum, in the fact that if you don't have the um, resources, the monetary um, monies to purchase these things, you're going to be in dire need. You see, and if you go into with New York, you know, you are paying uh, a, a very high amount of rent for a small space. You know, you're paying much more for your food because why? Because we don't grow our own poultry or our beef or our vegetables. And in some places, it's illegal to have a farm within the city limits. You see, so therefore you are put in a position to where you have to go to your Walmarts, to your Sam's Clubs, to your Mariano's, and your Whole Foods. All right, and you have to go there frequently to acquire the necessary good that you need for basic everyday survival. All right, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, when it comes to dealing with this man and his unrighteous decrees and his rulership. You see, um, and I got more scriptures queued up, but in sense of like the times where we had these prominent um, cities and towns, all right, where we didn't need Esau's banks, we didn't need Esau's pressing company, we didn't need Esau's lumber mills and things of that nature. Um, we were cutting into his dividends, we were cutting into his pockets. So therefore, his jealousy and his rage, all right, has it incensed him to the point to where he not only flooded our black communities, our black towns. All right, he also burned them down. He burned down our establishments. He dropped bombs on Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right, and I believe also in Philadelphia. I believe so. I gotta recheck that, but yes, there are plenty of records and accounts of this 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 evil man destroying the communities, the establishments of the Native Americans, the Latinos, and the Negroes, which are the Israelites. And there's proof and records all through American history that he has done these things. All right, he said against the violence against our brother Jacob. Um, Slovakia. And Slovakia, from my low tone, my wife is in there sleeping. I didn't really want to wake her. She's not feeling well. All right. Um, it says Obadiah 1. I'm gonna get to the point. Obadiah 1. I'm gonna start at 9. Start at 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? And that's what the Lord has done right now, man. He has put Esau on a pedestal to the point where he's being exposed and being ridiculed and being talked down upon. All right, starting with the men of the Lord, the prophets, but also these other nations, these other people are rising up and they're doing research on who this man is. They're bringing out all these hypocrisies. All right, we say in the world, or not we say in the world, but as the world say, that everybody's airing out his dirty laundry, man. All right, and he's been proven to be a deceiver, a hypocrite, a manipulator, and a violent man. All right, the things that he has procured to himself has been his demise. Okay, his military, his monetary system. All right, with his that petrodollar is no longer as strong as it used to be, man. All right, he's at war with with OPEC. All right, he is at war with people who are tired of his tyranny, man. All right, he no longer has the um, uh, backing of all of his allies. All right, he's being and he's slowly being isolated and left alone by his contemporaries. Okay, so now what he has left to do is to what? He has to show his horns. He has to move with more, um, more. Um, Let me see. More urgency in his plan into implementing his NWO, which consists of the MOTB. All right, a one world government. Okay. Verse 9, it says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mountain of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Right? So once the understanding is gone out of Esau, once he knows that he will not be able to perform his enterprise, hey, his reign, his death is imminent, man. And we're starting to see that with the entering into the war in Ukraine. All right, with the opposing threat from China to Taiwan, you see, and then he's gonna have a war at home, all right, between the have and have-nots, all right, and this is gonna be his demise. Is his pride and his deceptiveness that he has done, all right, in the land of Babylon, which is here in America, but also his grasp on these other nations, man, right? It says, verse 10, this is the point, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. See, this is all because you have sought after the blood of the Israelites, man. Okay, he'll not stop pursuing. Matter of fact, let's get that. Um, Blood shall pursue thee. All right, because Esau has had a perpetual hatred. All right, against against the tribes. Okay, and that perpetual hatred had been evident since he came over here. All right, and did what he did to the Native Americans, man. All right, he has had a perpetual hatred. I'm gonna get that too. Um, let's read this first. Yep, let's go right here. It's Ezekiel 35 and 5. It said, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." All right? And we haven't had a perpetual hatred. That word perpetual means to be ongoing or from the beginning. You see, and it started off with what? Cain and Abel. All right, and it was further pushed or proven by Esau wanting to kill Jacob because of the blessing. All right, he had a vendetta against the children of Israel from the beginning. All right, the millions of Native Americans that have died. All right, here in America, the millions of Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom during the transatlantic slave trade who have died. All right, slavery, the lynchings, the burning down of our cities, the abduction and kidnapping of our forefathers has been etched into the fabric of their soul to do those things into us, man. And they have no remorse about it. Okay, they can take down all the statues. They can take down, uh, uh, try to make amends and try to appease us all they want. You know, nothing's gonna be they're not gonna be satisfied unless it's bloodshed, man. All right, okay. Um, okay, so yes, that's that. All right, now let's get to why we don't need it, man. All right, this is Proverbs 12 and 10. It says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel." See, why would you need somebody who will sit here and they'll give you a remedy for a cold, right? You know, they'll give you whatever they use and push on the TV for a cold, but the side effects are, blood in your stool, migraine, headaches. You see, the side effects are 10 times worse than the symptoms and the actual condition that you're in, man. You see, he gives you Section 8 and all these governmental assistance, but they come with stipulations. You can't have a man living with you. You can't work so many hours. You can't do, you can't make so much money, or these benefits that get taken away. You see, Esau is the sole purpose, the sole reason why this place has to be destroyed. All right, he has procured to himself the nations of the people. All right, and he has misused and abused the tribes, and all those who are under his power are becoming his slaves, man. Okay, he will sit here and he'll create what's the word a false flag, or he'll create a civil unrest in your country. Okay, then come in with a solution, but that solution includes democracy. It includes the other white meat, which they call JC. It includes homosexuality and pedophilia. You see, if you want water in your land that's been plagued by drought for the last 10 years, you want a pipeline that goes from the ocean to your to your community, or it's going to cost you, man. You see, yes, you'll get water, but guess what? Now you got to pay. You see, that's what the IMF is all about, or the economic hitmen. All right, they go to other countries and stir up coups. All right, and they put you in debt. But that debt includes the taking on of the um, ideology of Western civilization, of Westernized culture. You see, you have earthquakes and you have these so-called natural disasters in these other countries. Well, what happens? The infrastructure is broken down. They need electricity. They need the roads and hospitals built. Well, what they do, they come in there, they assess it. Or they, okay, we give you money to help build this, and they get the money from the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund, in which all these natural disasters, and they apply for this help. That's where they get it from. Okay, but who owns the IMF? It's the World Bank. You see, so now that you're getting money from Esau, yeah, we'll help you do this and that, but guess what you got to do for us? You see, you got to allow Monsanto in there. You got to allow a way of living that is foreign to them, and they're not accustomed to their and don't agree with, then they're going to get cut off. Or they say they'll make you back into the Stone Age, and this is the MO of Esau Edom, man. All right, but we don't need this man to be in rulership. All right, we need Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right, this is Sirach 14:3 says, "Riches are not comely for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money?" And what does he do with money? He creates wars. He builds weapons. You see, let's say this, weapons of mass destruction, man. Now, there's nothing wrong with owning a gun, but you want to create a nuclear bomb. You see, there's nothing wrong with having a security system, but you want to put a dome shield over Israel. You see, instead of giving all these billions of dollars to Israel and to Ukraine, but yet the things at home are lacking, man. The Scripture says he's not a keeper at home. You see, you got failing bridges, failing streets, failing buildings, failing railways, homelessness, hunger. You see, like Tupac said, he got money for wars but can't feed the poor. This is the way of life for Esau Edom when he does with his money, man. Right? He says that is found feeble is found to be nothing. That is feeble is found to be nothing worth. In the wisdom of Solomon too. So he that gathers by defrauding his own soul gathers for others that shall spend his goods riotously, right? You know, and that's what he's done, man. All right, what he say, heal on bills, a house with other man's money. It's like a man who carried rocks to his own funeral, man, so to speak, roughly paraphrasing. All right, that's what he's done. He has got riches by deceit, by taxes, by interest. You see, you know, and those things have proven to be his downfall. So when we get into rulership, and we're gonna live it up. You know, when Jake gets those extra little monies and them stimuluses and bonuses and all that, what do you think Jake do, man? Jake go live it up, man. We don't think about tomorrow, so to speak. Why? Because it's our nature to live like kings, man. You see? Verse 5, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He should not take pleasure in his goods, man. And Esau's evil. Who needs a ruler? Who needs a king who won't even take care of his own crib? Here you are, a billionaire, a trillionaire. All right, you walk into his house and the floor is dirty, dishes piled up in the sink. All right, your Rolls Royce got rust on it. You got mold in the building. You see? You see? the thing that Esau has, he just let it crumble, man. Here you are, been placed in charge of the whole earth. The Lord gave you everything, and yet you you tear it down by your greed, by your arrogance, by your ignorance. All right, by your lack of understanding. You see, you have a plastic island where there's literally a mass of plastic bottles floating around the ocean the size of Texas, man. Okay? So you mean to tell me this man is who you want to be ruling over you, man? Alright? Verse 6, there is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness, man. Alright? And nobody worse than somebody who's prideful and conceited, man. You see? And his recompense is going to be what? His destruction, man. Alright? That's why this place has to get destroyed. As beautiful as America is, as beautiful as these mountains are, and these rivers, and the scenery and the landscape of America, it's got to get destroyed because the owner of this planet is not taking care of it. You see, as I say, the landlord, so to speak, of this place has not been taking care of it, man. Verse 7 is the point. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwittingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness, man. You see? Esau does not intend for you to be rich. All right, but I will let you be rich as long as you push a message and a narrative of degrading and downplaying and down-talking of your people. As long as you run to my defense and push my agenda, then yes, I'll let you have these shekels. But the moment you decide to go against the grain, you're going to fall from your pedestal, and we will ridicule you and drag your name through the mud to the point to where you will never be able to establish yourself as you once were. And you can see plenty of proof and evidence of that with the current situation between Kanye and Kyrie Irving, man. You see, he doesn't want you rich. He doesn't want you to be successful, but he'll let you do it at the cost of selling your soul. He'll let you do it at the cost of tearing down and belittling and murdering and killing your own people, man. You see? And you're going to totally see you're going to get much more worse than this. See, right now he's just taking Jake money. But he's going to be putting Jake to death really, really soon. And you're going to see that you've been working for a man that has no affinity toward you at all, man. The scripture says he's full of the sins of his youth. You see? He has never wanted you next to him, man. He never wanted you equal to him. You see? So with that, I'm going to say, call halal, Yabash me on Shai. Give honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Until next time, Shalom in the Bible ball.